Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Garden Party. Now, this is actually a puzzle that's been posted, I'm going to say... Actually, can I do this quickly? Let's have a look. What's it going to say? I think it's been posted like, wow, over a month ago. And it's been in my queue as something that I want to feature. I created the thumbnail, then for whatever reason I got distracted with other things and then other puzzles and just never really got back to this particular puzzle. But it does look like a lot of fun. And I know it's the middle of winter for the vast majority of the viewers on this channel, but at least, you know, a garden party, or at least the idea of it, is something to look forward to in the end of winter, and back to the gardens we go. Sleuth here is celebrating with what looks like a cast of Alice in Wonderland for some reason. Anyway, today's puzzle is from FullDeck and Missing a few cards, and it's been a while since we've actually featured something from these two. One thing to note is that I don't know what's been going on. Is it like just the end of, well, not the end of the academic year, but a break in the academic year, I guess, being winter, and therefore there's been like quite a few puzzles that have come out of these guys recently, so really looking forward to playing a few of them over the holiday season. Anyway, enough of the intro, let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with Garden Party by FullDeck and Missing a few cards. And you can see here, it feels like almost like a bit of a maze in terms of the party here, in terms of the garden, pardon me. And the following set of rules. Standard Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box, so fairly standard. Cages, digits in cages cannot repeat and must sum to the value shown in the upper left corner of the cage. That means these two cells must add up to 12, so if this is a 3, for example, this would have to be a 9 to make sure that these two cells add up to 12, 12, 14, etc. Then, of course, we've got German whispers. Adjacent digits along a German whisper line must differ by at least 5. So assuming that this 9 is correct, I would have to place 1, 2, or 4. Obviously, I'm not repeating the 3 in the same box. If you imagine that this is a 2, on this side, this would have to be 7, 8, or 9. I can repeat the 9. That's not a problem because it's in a different row, column, and box. But anything less than the 7 would not be 5 or more away. And you oscillate between high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, around the 5, but never the 5, and back and forth we go. That's all the rules we have for today. So as always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So I think we do have like a fairly quick intro, which is the 14 at the top. 14 in 2 cells can only ever be made up of 5, 9, and 6, 8. Now, I did say earlier in the intro that you can't have a 5, otherwise the neighbors will be 10 and 0, neither of which is allowed. So this is 6, 8, or 9. Fairly sure it can't be a 6, otherwise it would require a double 1 to be 5 or more away. So that's not a 6, that is 8 or 9, and the partner would be 5 or 6. And it gives us, importantly, polarity on this large German whisper line. All of these are high digits. You go between low and high, back and forth, as I mentioned earlier. And you can see immediately in box, row 1, we've actually got 4 high digits, meaning that can't be a 6, otherwise I would have 5 high digits. So that is a 5, that has to be a 9, and we have our break-in. The rest of these now all have to be low. Low on a 12 cage can only be 3 or 4 to be coupled with 8 or 9. So that gives us polarity on this German whisper line. We will color that in a second. 5 doesn't work because obviously that is not a low digit. And everything else will be high. So yeah, that is low. And all of these, every other cells are high digits. And in between them are a bunch of low digits. See if we can keep this train going. 12 cage, technically I can place a 7, that would be considered a high digit, and therefore this could be a 5, so I don't necessarily know what this is. 4 can't be here, otherwise it would require a double 9 as neighbor. 4 can't be there either, as it would require a double 9, more importantly in the same box. But this can be 4. This cannot be. So essentially, with German whispers, 5s are obviously the most restricted, can't have 5 on any of them. And then 4 and 6 is the other. So I'm just having a think about them right now. Not that I'm necessarily, excuse me, seeing anything obvious jumping out at me. This can't be 4 because that would be a 9, which would conflict in a column. So this is 1, 2, 3. We've got a 1, 2, 3 triple in column 3 now. This cannot be a 4. There is kind of the polarity on this line. Because we've got the 1, 2, 3 triple. If this is a low digit, it would have to be a 4 with a 9 repeated in column 2. So that would have to be a high digit. I know I should actually do some Sudoku as well. But I love figuring out the polarities on these lines, which is actually a useful trick because I've got 4 low digits in column 1 now. This also cannot be 1, 2, or 3, otherwise it would require a double 9. This can't be a 4 either, otherwise it would require a 9 in box 2. So this is another 1, 2, 3. That's a 1, 2, 3 triple, and more importantly, that is a 4. That's again 1, 2, 3. That's again, yeah, 1, 2, 3 because it can't be double 9. These are actually, for a second, one of these has to be a 6. That can't be a 6 because it can't be double 1. So that's 7, 8. 6 is around one of these two, forcing a 1 for sure. And actually, this could be a 6 with a double 1 as such. So not quite enough. These are 6, 7, 8s. These are from 2, 3, 4s. 4 here doesn't work because it requires a double 9. 4 here sadly does, so I can't eliminate an option. This is 2, 3, 4. Oh, I don't want to pencil mark that. This has to be 7 or higher. This cannot be 6 and it cannot be 9, so this is 7 or 8. Can this be 6 with a double 1? Yes. So far we've got 4 and 5 in here. It would be useful if I could figure out what is the other digit. This can also be 6. This can also be 6. So not brilliant. Actually, because one of them has to be a 6, one of these two is a 1. This can't be a 1. Hasn't exactly done me a lot of good, to be fair. Okay. Oh, here is another deduction on row 9. Got a low digit and a high digit. We also have to have 2 low digits and 2 high digits on this line. So have a think around how many high digits have we got in row 9? And the answer we should come to is 4. Well, I've already identified 3 of them. A 4th, one of them at least, has to be inside the 14. If I make this 6, 8, I'm going to end up with 5 high digits, and that's not going to work. So this is definitely 5, 9. I could make this a 9. That would be 8. That would be 7. I can't make this a 9, and I'll show you why. If that's 9, that's 8 and 7. That's all well and good. But then I'm only have one high digit available, which is the 6. And then I would have to have 2 low digits around it with a 6 in the middle, but that would require a double 1. And that's not going to work. So that has to be the 5. That is the 9. I am actually going to color non-German whisper line cells. It's not normally something I like to do. Not a 5. Yeah, let's actually think about, so 6 can't be inside the 12th gauge. That's a better way of thinking about it. Because otherwise that would be a double 6. So 6 has to be on the end. We've just discussed how it can't be in the middle. So one of these is a 6, and therefore there is a 1 in the middle. And therefore these are highs. That is a low. This also has to be a low. And we've talked about the 12th gauge being low. This has to be 3, 4 with an 8, 9. And then that gives me polarity in here. I think I've very nearly got the polarities in all the German whisper lines except this cell. 3-4 pair in column 9 means that is a 2. I said it like like it was a grand revelation that's about to unlock the entire puzzle, and it really hasn't done much, has it? That's not a 1. It's 2, 3, 4. 4 works with a double 9. A lot of low digits would work here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them do, in fact. But the fact that this is a low digit, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, means this is kind of limited. 6, 5, 3, 4. Not very useful. Right, I really do need to do some Sudoku now. We're kind of running out of places to do Sudoku. This has to be low, because I've already got the high digits, the 4 of them. And then I've got the 5. So that is clearly a low digit. That's not a 5. And it can't be a low digit. I've got all of the low digits placed. So that has to be a high digit. That's all the highs done in box 7. All the lows done in column 1. So that also has to be a high. Then I have 5 and something else. Just gonna corner pencil mark that for now. And technically there's a 5 here. So I think what I'm going to have to do now is just genuinely, okay, 3, 4, neighbor has to be 8, 9. How about do that, sleuth? That's easier. That's not 5. That is 5. 5 is in one of 2 cells now. That is not a 5. Not a big reveal really at the moment because we don't actually know much. This has to be a high digit, doesn't it? Because we've got all the other lows. And I don't actually know much about these. There are 3 high digits. Yeah, not enough information in row 2. Then I need a low and a high, and it could be... no, this can't be low because I've already got all 4. In fact, this has to be the 4. I don't know how I missed that earlier. This has to be high. This has to be low. This is another 1, 2, 3. That's all the low digits. This is 5 and a high digit. That has to be my 4th low in box 2. As you can see, I'm basically doing anything other than Sudoku. All the low digits are now placed, meaning that this is a high digit, this is a high digit, these are lows. Ignore my corner pencil marks on the 5 because I kind of forgot that this could be a 5 as well. Not terribly clever. Right, one of these has to be a 1, so that's not a 1. Therefore, that's not the 6. This is the 6. This is now 7, 8, 9, which also means nothing. That could be 1, and that could be 6, and that... Never mind. Could also be a 4 with a 9. Yeah, looks absolutely fine to me. One of these is a 7. Not a huge revelation. To be fair, at 9, how about Sudoku Sleuth? Come on, sometimes. 8 and 9, 5 or more away. Actually, sometimes I just reverse the logic of these things and confuse myself in the process. That can't be a 6 because this is 2 or 3. Therefore, this is 9. And therefore, this is 5, 6. Although, to be fair, I had an 8, 9 pair. So it was an easier way of doing this. Six, 7, 8. Not very useful. 8. Come on, sleuth. What's going on? 8, 9. That can't be a 4 anymore. So this is 1, 2, 3. There's definitely a 4 in here, meaning that's not a 4. Therefore, that's not a 3. Remember, these are 1, 2, 3s. This has to be 7, 8. It can't be a 6. One of these has to be a 6, meaning one of these is a 1, and therefore that's not a 1. That can be 4. 9. In fact, that is a 4, requiring a double 9. And therefore, this could be 4 again. And 9 has to be in here now. Sorry, 9 has to be in here now. 9, 9, 9, 9. That can be 6. Not too sure where to go from here. This can't be 6. This is another 7, 8. Because that can't be 1. Where is 1 in box 6? It can only be in here. And this is my 4th low digit, which is 2, 3, 4. There's a 2 for sure in here, and then a 2 for sure in there. And it looks like they're both low. And it's 2, 3, 4. Then 1 high and 1 low in here, which includes a 6 or 7. So this is limited to 6 or 7, and therefore that can't be 3. Not a huge amount of information right now. This is again 1, 2, 3. This can be 4, not very useful. All the low digits are done in row 5, so therefore these two cells are 5 and 6, because this is a 7. This is 6 or 8. It means, we already knew that, 4 is in one of these two cells, joined by one of 5, 6, 8. How do I make progress here? All the low digits are done, meaning this is a high digit with a or a 5. And the high digit cannot be 7, 8, or 9. This is another 5 or 6. And therefore this is 7 or 8. Because we've got a 5, 6 row, sorry, 5, 6 pair in the column. This is a very unorthodox solve, I will admit that. Come on, Sleuth, what are we doing? These two cells are the same. And therefore there's a high chance it's this one as well, but don't know. I really need to do more Sudoku and use the German whisper lines more. That's kind of the conclusion here. So these are 6, 8. And right now, both of them work as 6. I don't really want to color the 7, 8s. I can. It's just it doesn't feel like it needs it. 7, 8, 7 requires 2, 1. That can't be 1, therefore this can't be 6. That's a 3, that's a 3, that's the 8, that's the 6. Therefore that is the 6, that's my double 1. That is not a 1, that is not a 1 either, that's 2, 3. 6 is in here. It's a 6, 7. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. What are you doing, Sleuth? How did this happen? Did I place a 9 here and then decide there has to be a 4 there? Is that what happened? No, I placed a 4 here. I eliminated the 4 there. I couldn't place a 4 here because the 9 was already used. So that 4 is legitimate. That 9 is legitimate. But then the 7 is the problem. And how did I get to that 7? Because I said that is a 7 and therefore that's an 8. And then that places the 2 on 1, places the 3, and then the 3 requires an 8, 9 pair around it. What are you doing wrong, Sleuth? 8 in here means that's a 4. Neither of these are 4s anymore. That's a 2, 3 pair. That 4, that was a 3, and a while ago that 4 means that's not a 4, that's not a 4, that is a 4. This is 1, 2, 3 with a definite 1. I don't know why I'm kind of looking elsewhere. So the problem here seems to be with the fact that I eliminated 6 from both of these and then forced this to be a high digit with a 6. Well, it could have been 5, to be fair, and the 6, but it doesn't matter. I eliminated 6 from here. And why did I eliminate the 6 from here? Because I came up with this 5-6 pair, which is looking very suspect at the moment. One of these is a 1. This has to be 2, 1. In fact, that's 2, that's 1, that's 3. This has to be the 1. Therefore, this has to be the 6. This has to be the 8. This is now 6, 7. I'm going to run with this for a bit and then try and work backwards as to why this is a problem. And therefore, this would have to be, well, actually, this could still be the 6. No, it can't be the 6 anymore because that would require a 1 in here. So that isn't, that's a 6. This is a 4, 5 pair. This is 4, 5. That would have to be 5. That would have to be 6. I still don't know where I made the mistake, by the way, but I'm just running with it in the hope it will unearth something else for me. And then this is 2, 3. In fact, that's not the 1. That's the 1. This has to be an 8 because there's a 3 in there. That forces that 8, 7. That 2 gave me that 3, 2. 1, 3. That 5 gave me 4 and 5. This is 6 or 7. It's a 6. This is an 8. 7, 8. Technically, this is another 2, 3. I say technically. That has to be a 7 by the looks of things. That's another 6. I'm going to do something strange here. I am going to ignore some of this information. I think I spotted my mistake. Why did I remove a 9 from here? There you go. Doesn't help me with this cell, to be fair. That is still broken, but that would explain a bunch of things, 2 and 3, and therefore this could be 7. And therefore these are 5 and 6. So yeah, these 5, 6s is kind of where things broke down for me. I accept that this is 5, 6. I accept that this is 5, 6. Now, this can be 7, and in fact has to be 7 because of the 7s. And this can't be 7 because of the 3. But then, what's wrong with this being a 1? Yeah. Just poor pencil marking on my part. Sorry about that. I'm sure you guys saw this way earlier than I have. But I am... yeah, I'm sticking with it. That means... Oh, why am I putting 4, 5 pair? Yeah, because that's a 1. And then they have the 2, 3 pair. And then 4, 5. Therefore, this is 6. This is 4. Whoa. What? No 4. 6. Come on, sleuth. 5, 4, 6. I think we should just not mention what's happening here today. Kind of a fairly butchered solve on my part. Normally, off camera, if I make such hideous mistakes, I would just rewind until that point. I just don't necessarily want you guys to sort of sit through that. What am I doing? 3 next to the 7. That's what I'm doing. Well, it's a lovely puzzle, despite the solve. And I think it just came down to a set of bad pencil marks around here. That just like almost ruined everything. And I'm really sorry about that. Still gonna post it. The puzzle deserves more attention than it's received. 600 solves in over a month. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the puzzle. The video, I'll post another soon enough to kind of recover from the sour taste this one will leave. Hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle. Bye-bye for now.